that 15 team really operated off of vibes.
No doubt. It had the
And
whole
then we
world
got off to
dabbing.
a tough start.
Yeah, so we had the whole world dabbing that year.
I remember that was the classic line that you had. We had grandma's dabbing.
Grandma's dabbing. And we got sweet tea.
You've got sweet tea.
All right, I'll put that drink out of the way.
We're off and running, yeah, because now we're officially sponsored by Bojangles. So we get various
shout out to Bow Time.
Bow Time. Well, let's get,
which, you know what, I gotta be honest, it's the best breakfast in the airport.
There you go.
Bojangles in the morning, nothing better. Sausage biscuit, sweet tea.
And you're flying a lot.
I do. I'm there all the time.
So if anyone is qualified in North Carolina to like evaluate
in Charlotte Airport,
for sure. You've got that down.
I got it.
Do you remember? We're talking about Bow Time. We're talking about Bojangles. Do you remember in 2015 our legendary? Oh, you know what? You probably weren't there. 2015, we would always eat Bojangles Friday afternoon, but you weren't there because you had
my weight room.
You had your weight room day. What, did you guys ever name that? Was it like Flexin' Friday or something like that?
It was 3:15 Fridays is what I called it.
Yeah.
A lot of guys called it road time, or the weight room was, that was like my playground on Friday. And so, you're right, I never had Bojangles.
You never came and had Bojangles?
Yeah, I never had that.
So there was essentially two forms of Friday bonding with that team. And we've talked about it a number of times, how close that group was.
Yes.
We had one group of guys, which I was included in, which was eating Bojangles biscuits. You had a whole other group of guys in the weight room lifting.
It was a lot of us. It became a lot of us.
Absolutely.
Actually, JJ. So it started out with just me, and I told House. I told Big House
our strength coach, Joe Ken.
I said, I hope you're cool with it, because I was new to the locker room, the weight room, and I was like, I don't know what you do, but I like to lift heavy on Fridays. It's like my own thing. I like push myself and do it. He's like, bro, it's okay, it's fine. He said, I think you started to go too much, then I'll pull you back and like talk to you. But no, you do what you do.
I mean, Joe was called House, so you felt like you had an agreeable audience.
It's full meathead mode. So AJ Klein all in.
Linebacker.
AJ Klein's in. Luke would be in, but Luke was a little bit modified. He wasn't all. Luke wouldn't always do the 315. Like he wouldn't try and progress. So
was it all exercises? What exercises were you going 315?
All right, so here we go. So
I want to feel the full story.
All right, so this is how it starts. All right, number one, the only rule we have is no sleeves allowed.
I remember that rule.
All right, that's number one. Yep. All right, that's the only rule we got. No sleeves allowed.
Okay.
Right? Now, whether you Josh Norman have no shirt or Cam bought into.
Cam was there.
Cam had to know the rules too, and he got down. He's like, I can respect that.
That was still in the phase where Cam was kind of transitioning from wearing full sweatsuits to stop wearing clothes. We were sort of like, it was right in that window of time.
Cam wasn't even full blown what we see Cam now either.
Of course,
he was way.
Yes.
He was, and this was early stages.
He was transitioning from sweatsuits to no shirts.
Yeah, he had started eating cleaner. He was lifting no weights. He was going to bands.
That's right. I remember the bands.
This was band Cam.
Were bands allowed on Fridays?
You can do. He was not with us. He's just in the weight room.
He's in the orbit.
Yeah, he's in the orbit. So as long as you're in the weight room, these are the rules.
Yeah,
and the House was like, bro, it's Roman's rules. So
sure.
No shirts, no sleeves allowed. So that was the thing. Colin Jones.
Sure.
Then we had all the young boys in there.
Yeah.
Lou Young, Dean Marlowe, and Marcus Ball.
Marcus, yes.
And so a lot of these guys were all in. It became a big group. Peanut Tillman had a bad shoulder, so he couldn't do it, but he was all in there. And yeah, dude, so we started.
I'm noticing it's all the defensive guys. You clearly were recruiting from within.
Defensive guys are different, JJ. This is aggressive. This is getting it out for us. And so I just like to feel strongest as the season progresses. So week one, I want to bench. I want to work up. So I warm up on the bench. All right. You warm up, then we get to 315. So 135, maybe 225, 185, and then 275. We just go straight to 315.
Okay.
Right. And so week one, I want to do one.
Okay.
I just want to get one rep. Week two, I want to hit it twice.
Okay.
All right, week three, and you progress all the way until you just keep going. And even when you're later, you still try and beat that number.
Were you getting to 17 reps in week 17?
No, I was not.
There is a gap somewhere.
No.
Somewhere around Thanksgiving?
So I peaked that year at 7 or 8.
Okay.
Which is, for me, is a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight.
You know
for anyone. Me too.
I'm too.
Me too.
I was probably around 200 pounds, 202.
Okay.
Was what I played at. So for me to be benching 315.
That's a lot.
7-8 times is really good for me, especially during the season.
Yep.
And so that was really good. And guys were cheering us on.
Yeah, well, the camaraderie is building.
Yes, like that's really good. And then once you do that, then we break it down and you got 2 sets to get 50 on 135.
Okay.
So you got 2 sets. You get as many as you can, but you got to get 50. You got 2 sets to get it. The young boys, we gave them 3 sets because they had to build up this. I was a grown man, so I had grown man strength. So I've been doing this for a couple of years.
Sure.
And then everybody saw me doing it because, Colin Jones first just wanted to get swole. So then we do that.
Yep.
Then we do, was it not Gooch?
Yeah.
It was Gooch, right?
Jason Gucci, yeah,
Yep.
assistant strength coach.
Yes. So Gooch told us we should maybe add some pulls because we just all pushes. It's too much. So you want to be balanced.
Gooch was into the science of it all, stuff,
Yeah.
which probably wasn't the whole purpose of what you guys were doing. I mean,
I was just trying to get yoked, bro.
That's right. But he's like, you guys are still football players. We got to do this a little
So
bit.
we balanced it out.
Sure.
With the 135 on the reps.
Yep.
So we had to get 50 pulls as well.
Okay.
And then after that, we have 3 arms and 3 tricep exercises with a burner out after that. So, whether it was we switch them up, just barbells, different kind of curls, different triceps. And then we do a big 50 with the overhead. It was bottom line, we walked out. I could barely touch my back. And I was freaking ready to go. That was how.
Yeah, I noticed there's no legs because you got to run in 2 days.
No, I did legs like early in the week.
Yeah, no running no legs.
That's not important. You can't see my legs when in NFL, so I don't worry about those.
This was purely
socks are high. I wear high socks.
This is purely aesthetic. There was no.
Yeah, this is all just so I look like I got huge guns.
There you go. Yeah. And I'm assuming the group was growing as the year went along.
It did. We did grow. It got big, and it was like a whole thing. I mean, everybody still got into it.
Who was in charge of the music? Because that had to be part of the rules, right?
No, it wasn't. I don't think I ever worried about that.
Okay.
The music was never bad. It never, I didn't care.
Yeah.
I was just there to get swole, bro. So that was like my thing. That was my mantra. That was like my mental thing.
And 10 years ago, like in the league today, who's controlling the aux, like all of that is a big deal in the weight room.
Really?
10 years ago, it wasn't really. Like whatever was on was kind of on.
Yeah, I think
there wasn't a lot of music going on.
No, well, if it was JJ, like I think you just had a good mix of just like some that, was cool enough for everybody.
Sure.
I don't think controlling the aux is a big thing. I saw that on the Panthers social media recently, I guess.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Like who's in
well, JJ, you've lived through a couple changes, right?
There's been a few
in locker rooms.
Yeah.
And not only that, but
the culture changes.
Every 10 years, I think players are different.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Does that make sense?
Coaches are different, players are different.
Yeah, every
What's
10
important?
years, it's a different generation.
There's no doubt about it. So you came from New Orleans.
Yes.
And so you walk into a team. You played 8 years in New Orleans, right?
8. Yes.
You were there for 8. You had your battles with the Panthers. There's obviously the legendary Roman Harper, Steve Smith in the end zone right here in Bank of America.
That's true.
So then you show up to this team, which had a little bit of success. Mm-hmm. We'd won it in 13. You showed up in 14.
Correct.
So what did you see in this group of guys that you were coming into that thought, hey, look, this is a group of the guys that I want to join. Like, they've been the enemy. I want to join them. And I think that we can build something here. What were the pieces that you saw?
So, all right, let's just start all the way back because that was a lot right there. Because when I showed up here, it wasn't like, they rolled out the red carpet and everybody was super excited because of.
They were not, no.
I think, for whatever the Panthers and the Saints rivalry or whatever you want to call it, I think whatever it was, I definitely had an influence in stepping that up a little bit.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And so,
no doubt.
So when I showed up here, it was definitely, I had to like win people over a little bit. I was nervous when I got in the locker room. Yeah. But to be honest with you, JJ, and this defense was awesome. This team had some really cool pieces to it, right?
Yeah, so you got here. Luke was the reigning defensive player of the year. We had been really good on defense in 13. And
I saw Luke make like 20-some tackles in a Saints game.
That was in the rain in 2013.
Yeah, it was like crazy. I saw him and TD both had a great game. And so I saw that. We went to the playoffs that year.
Yeah.
And it would have been a rocky year for me. Anytime you've been somewhere where you feel like you've given your all, JJ, and, I've been with this coach, Sean called me into his office. I was ready to go. They had drafted a young player in my position that year, and I felt like I really tried to help him out because I'm a good teammate, ultimately. And we did a lot of communicating things and different things under Rob Ryan's defense that year. We were successful when we all got it together and how we all were going to play 3 safeties and what it was. But they were trying to go in a different direction.
Sure.
And so that's fine. But the way they did it was just not cool with me.
Yeah.
And so all that year, all those emotions, I also was hurt that year and missed 9 games. So that allowed for some other things to happen. I was 30, 31.
Yes. So
in NFL terms, is he past it?
Yeah.
I knew I still had some really good years in me and ball in me. And so me and Sean had a big fight, and we were like, dude, I'm out. And so he called me in his office, says he's going to release me. But, after 8 years, it never really happens where a player's in the same direction, a coach is in the same team.
Sure.
Like, usually something happens before that.
Yep.
And so he had enough respect to, he didn't want me to see that on the wire.
Yeah.
And so I said, I appreciate it, I'm ready to go.
Yep.
But the last game we played there was in Seattle in the playoffs.
Yeah.
My brother, who was the Batman guy that dressed up all the time.
Yeah.
So my oldest brother was at the game, and dude, we lose the game, and he's so mad because I played well in that game. Even though I've been hurt, I've really played well. And we lost. He was just like, bro, ain't no fighters on. We got to get up out of here. We need to go to Carolina and win the Super Bowl. This is awesome. In Seattle.
Yep.
As I'm walking out of the locker room.
I mean, this is happening basically, the season's been over for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
This is what he says to me. And I was like, what? I was like, bro, chill out, man. Relax, dude. I'm just not ready to even be in that space right now.
Sure.
Even though I've been saying I think I'm ready to leave here. And but anyway, so then come to find out, free agency hits, and Carolina's one of the early teams that called me because it's just what it was. And Carolina called me, came in, met with Sean McDermott. I liked what he was telling me, and the funny thing is, in our meeting, is that I knew what you guys had here, but I didn't know how you guys played defense. It was a totally different style of what I played in New Orleans.
Right.
But I could see, showed me how I could be successful here, even though I really didn't do what they had on the thing. But then I didn't run. Yeah, he was showing me free safety stuff, but I actually played strong because I was a way better man-to-man cover guy than he thought I was. He just didn't know I had these skills.
Sure.
And I was like, yeah, dude, this is what I do. I'm like, but just let me do this.
Just let me roll. Yeah.
Just let me roll, and I can guard any tight end, I'm good like that. And I'm physical in the run game, so I set a tempo and a tone in which I play. And that's what he showed me. The last play he showed me was against Steve Smith, hitting him in the end zone. He said, I want you to do this here. Could you bring that? He's like, we got captains, we got leaders. But
sure.
Did you bring this type of attitude here? I was like, yeah, bro, that's easy. And the numbers were good, and I was like, cool, I'll come here.
That's awesome.
And it's also because my brother said that. And so divine intervention, when God speaks to you in certain ways, you never know what the plan is.
Yep.
And that was the plan. And then
that's really cool.
14 was what it was, where I blow up in the meeting room because I'm fucking pissed.
I remember it. I remember it really well. That was one of the most important meetings of that group because you'd shown up and we're all kind of like, well, who is this dude? And you didn't come in guns a-blazing saying, when we were in New Orleans, we do it this way. But tell that story again, because it's one of the most important ones to me. You kind of sat there and kind of reset the tone for what you were going to be as a Panther.
Yeah, so, that was big for me. It's the only person I knew in this whole locker room was Thomas Davis.
Okay.
And because I'd hung out with him through Charles Grant, who was a defensive end out of Georgia, so Georgia dudes all together.
Oh, yeah.
And I met D'Angelo Williams, who, was he there? He left in 14.
Yeah, he was not there in 14. I think
not.
13 may have been his last year.
That might have been his last year. And that was the only other guy I knew in this whole locker room.
Yep.
And so the first, I get here and working out, and TD is like, hey, man, go in the weight room, bro. It's okay. I was like, okay, cool. And so the meeting that we're talking about is, we went 2 whole months without winning a game.
And this was in 2014, in the lead up. Yes, absolutely.
And so after the Minnesota game, I believe is when it was, we got 2 punts blocked, and I
I was there for that. Yeah, that was a low point in the career for sure.
And I hadn't seen 2 punts blocked since I've been in the NFL.
Yeah.
in the game.
It was a low point.
Yeah.
Yes, I can confirm this.
So, JJ, like, I'm there, bro, and I'm in this meeting, and, like, Coach Ron Rivera is just so, like, this, right?
Yeah, that was his personality.
That was his personality. Like, we just got to keep rowing the boat. We're going to keep, we're going to play out of it, I still believe in this team. Like, I remember all this vividly where I was coming from Sean, who's like, bro, somebody would have got thrown over the boat. Somebody's cut.
Yep.
Like, somebody got to go.
Yep.
And so that was my mentality, and I was so angry, and it wasn't going how it was going, and we were just too calm. And so I stood up, and I cut Coach Rock off, and was just like,
oh, yeah.
Like, can I say something? Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, because it was just I was just being told I need to say it.
Yeah.
Like, because I was not going to be, I just think it just needed to happen.
Sure.
And so it needed to be heard, and because the coaches couldn't do it, I needed to say it.
Yep.
I felt like I'd earned enough on the field by playing with you guys.
Yes.
Like, if we can't listen to our own, like, we got to be able to call each other on it.
And I think one of the special things...
And I said a lot of choice words in that whole thing.
That's right.
And then I kind of slammed the thing, and I kind of walked out for a second, but I came back.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
And what I thought was so special about that team, right? You came in 14, and it was still building, right? And that the October, November of 2014 was a low point. We didn't win. We had one tie. We were like 0-7 and
the tie was what got us in.
The tie got us in. I remember thinking, like, a tie is so random, it's going to get us in. But that team, Coach Ron, hold on, sorry about that. Coach Ron was so mild-mannered and so chill.
Yes.
But it gave space to the leaders on the team to take over. And that was something unique. Certainly something that would have been unique from New Orleans, where Sean always presented as sort of the alpha. Ron wanted the players and the coaches to lead in their respective ways, and he wanted us to show our personality. And so we get to 2015, you're in the DB room. I feel like everyone's has their perspective of the story. But the first way in 2015 that the guys began to show their personality is the Josh and Cam fight.
Okay, yeah.
So, talk about, as a leader and as the guy that's the tone setter, being brought in by Sean a year prior to be a tone setter on the field. How does the defense rally around Josh in training camp when we're still not... You're a team, but it's really offense and defense in training camp.
Correct.
Right? So we haven't really formed ourselves as a unit for that year. Talk about how the defense kind of looks.
So, defensively, I thought we were in a better place. I have to go back, because you got to hear it all, JJ, because, like, my perspective, coming in 14, losing those 2 straight months, then we still made the playoffs, actually won a game in the playoffs. Yeah. A couple things happened for me that year where, I wasn't even a full-time starter. They were still they didn't know what we were doing in 14. And I'll never forget, Coach Rivera wrote me a letter and left it in my locker, just thanking me for coming to the team and, like, what I value. And he also in there said, you should have been a one-team person in your career, but I'm happy that the Saints let you go.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I totally looked at Ron completely different after that, because he's a player, he gets it.
Sure, 100%.
And so those things, like, those little things mean a lot.
Yes.
That goes a very long way.
Yeah.
And so I saw that, and then I also saw that my leadership was necessary and needed. They didn't know they needed it, but once I saw it, it was a void that I got to fill. And so that DB room started to find its shape. And so because you know what happened in 14, we had Antoine Cason, Thomas Deku, we had Melvin White, all these other guys. But the first person Steve Wilkes told me I need to go see was this kid Josh Norman, who almost got him fired the year before because he messed up the wrong coverage in Buffalo, and and he's got talent, but, like, he just needs, he's got some confidence, and I was like, I'm gonna go meet this kid. Seems very interesting. So Josh, the first person I called.
Okay.
I go to Josh's house. He's a different kid. He's got this different cane, and he's talking about these things and how he felt and how he was feeling treated in the room. I said, well, you know what? I got your back. Okay. I won't let it happen. I'll get it right. Trust me. I know how to run a DB. We're good.
Okay.
And so I stepped in from there. Godfrey was there. Some other older guys were there. But by the end of that year, it was Trey Boston, Benet Ben Wickery, me, and Josh Norman.
Yeah.
Those were our DBs.
Yeah.
And so
that was basically the last month of the season.
Yes.
Yeah, that was basically the last month.
Where we actually won some games and we played together. And so I earned the trust of that room. So by 15, like the room was different.
Okay.
Josh had more confidence.
Yes.
We were going to get Josh's back. You bring in Kurt Coleman, who's just a great person.
Unbelievable dude.
Unbelievable person. And he's just feeling the vibes. He's just liking it because he just wants to be a part of this team and grow because he's been with Sean McDermott. So when the fight happened, dude, I thought it was hilarious. I mean, first of all, I number one, grab your helmet. Everybody should know this. If there's a fight, don't leave your helmet. It's rules of training camp fights. Right. This is year 11 or so for me, or 10 or 11, and I'm just like, dude, first of all, I'm not getting in it. That's Josh. Cam's way too big, and he's our quarterback.
Sure.
Why is he even fighting? Where the old lineman at? What have we got going on here? I had no confidence in this team because Kelvin Benjamin got hurt.
Yeah, so I'm like, just a few days earlier.
Yeah, I'm like, so
it was a tough day. It was a tough week.
We have no idea the confidence is in this team right now. We already stunk last year, and now we're fighting.
So we're fighting our quarterback.
Our quarterback.
We're fighting our quarterback.
The one with the red jersey. That's who we're fighting. I'm like, what? And Josh, you're jumping around. It was a lot. And, but come to find out, that's what everybody loved to talk about. And to me, that was one of those moments. I don't know if it changed anything, but I love that we encouraged Josh to be Josh. Ron Rivera got that very well. Steve Wilkes did a great job of pushing and pulling and letting Josh be Josh. And that was the best thing about that whole team, that 2015 team. Everybody kind of got to be themselves.
There's no doubt.
And to me, it was a lot of fun. We hung out so much, not just really just in that locker room. A lot of great stories.
Oh yeah.
Team. And it started there.
What
was your angle? What did you see?
I was on field, special teams. We're on all of a sudden, remember how there was an L-shaped of the field, right? Yeah. So we were on the far field, right in front of the media, which I have to
on the other side. Yeah, walking back.
So we were completely on the other side of the field. And all of a sudden, there's a huge scrum right in front of the media. So I didn't actually know what had happened until I went back in. This was early days of where people were really hopping on Twitter, but Twitter had been around for a couple years, but no one was really using it. So you're trying to figure out through social media, through the news.
Roll Tide. Okay. Well, just know it's a flag out there that says Alabama, and we're everywhere.
I haven't seen any Notre Dame flags yet, unfortunately. And so, again, I think at that time, and I was the same as you, we just lost Kelvin, who had been really a big part of, people forget, Kelvin, 2013 catches the game-winning ball in the national championship game. 2014 has 10 touchdowns for us.
1,000 yards.
Having 1,000 yards. It's a monster year. And then all of a sudden, so he really feels like the number one guy.
Yes.
I mean, clearly. And then he gets hurt in a joint practice, right? Versus Miami. Didn't touch anybody.
Yeah, it wasn't anybody did anything
to him. And so I just remember going, this is a bad year. This is going to be a disaster, right?
Yes.
And we'd come off the year prior where we lost 7 of 8 and we were snuck in the playoffs. Yeah, you're right. Everyone remembers 2015 as this unbelievable year, but training camp, I don't know that anyone was fully convinced that we were going to finish the season. And so
my wife and I said we wanted to try and have a kid. She literally, when Kelvin Benjamin hurt, she said, we're not trying. I got to drink during the game. You guys are going to be awful. Just awful. I was like,
just no dice.
I'm like, I can respect that. I respect it. Go ahead.
So anyways, the whole Kelvin thing leading into the fight.
Yes.
Again, Josh hadn't become, it was happening.
It was
You could see it in your room.
All the time.
But to the rest of the team, I don't know that it was obvious at all.
Yeah.
And so we're like, oh my gosh, who's this kid? 3 years, and he had been here early with Steve.
Yep.
And they were John with Steve. It was like, oh, this is just him going again. I mean, by the end of September, and he had 4 picks and all this stuff, we're like, that might be the best player on our team. But at that time, we had no ideas. This guy went crazy. So one of the things that I've enjoyed driving around, normally we do this on a golf cart for these longer forms. I've seen so many traffic laws disobeyed since we started doing this. That one may have been an all-time best. I'll be curious if the camera caught him zooming around and then running through 3 red lights. But
I love live TV.
This is what it's all about.
This is what you get.
In Was there a point in that year where you're like, oh my gosh, we've got a good team? Because again, it did not start clean.
So talking about that, it's just so funny because even what led up to the fight, Cam talks a lot of trash.
Yep.
And Josh maybe like made a play or two. Yep. Josh is feeling himself and trying to be himself.
Yep.
And more of. And so it was very funny because, it was also a contract year for Josh.
Yeah, it was his 4th year on his rookie deal.
So and I reminded him of that,
Yes.
So this is what you want, then you can go get it. And so be that. And so that was very good for Josh. And so, the game where I knew, and I told Steve Wilkes this when we got back on the bus, about to go on the buses, we have to go to the plane. And because we went to Seattle in that 4th game, and we beat Seattle in Seattle.
Yep.
And when we did that, that was different.
That was a different game.
And, I just remember the last time I was in Seattle, I lost.
Sure.
In the last game in New Orleans.
Yep.
And so it was a lot of those similar players, but they were a little bit better. We had lost to Seattle the year before in Seattle.
Yes. In 14 to finish the playoffs.
Yes.
Yep.
We weren't good enough to beat them.
And that's interesting too, because for you coming from New Orleans, Seattle was the same house of horrors it had been for us. Yeah. We had all struggled going to Seattle, as most of the NFC did. But
yes,
absolutely.
And so and when we beat them, then I came back and I saw how we acted.
Yeah, it changed.
And I saw the things, and I came to Wilkes, and Wilkes probably didn't even understand it at the time, but I was like, it was the same thing that what's his name told Neo in The Matrix.
Oh, it's been a long time. I don't have movie quotes like that.
It was just, no, it's fine. It's just like they're starting to believe.
Oh yeah.
Like this team started to believe in itself. Something happened where when you win a game earlier where you're probably not supposed to win, things look great, and you come out on it on the other side of it, and you're successful.
Yes.
Like that team's gonna be really damn good, and they're gonna win games later on in the year that you think they can't.
That's right.
Because you just have this confidence, this sense of resolve or wherewithal. We're like, bro, I still believe.
Do you think? It just kind of hit me as we're sitting here talking. Like, I've never been like this huge believer of like, well, I've been on a championship team, I know what it looks like. But I'm wondering, you'd won a Super Bowl, you'd played in one and been a part of a team that made that ascent. Was it valuable to you to like begin to compare, like, oh, I've seen this before, so that when you're speaking life sort of over the team, they're looking like that guy's actually seen this ascent. I can believe what he's saying. Yeah. Is that? Were you sort of pulling on the 2010 team, or 2009 team?
Yes.
In New Orleans.
Yes, the whole way. It was the same script, JJ.
Yeah.
Just different. I was just in a different point in my life. I wasn't this young single guy trying to just conquer everything on the field and off it. Yeah. It was more like I was a family guy and my wife, but I like these young kids on this team reminded me of so much of my younger self. Yeah. And like, in New Orleans, it's only been like, and this is a crazy stat, you guys can check me if you want. So it's only been like 9 teams, 8 or 9, I think it's 9, that start off seasons 13-0 or better.
Right. You've been on 2.
I've been on 2.
Yeah.
And so, when we went 13-0, it looked a lot like what this 8-0, 7-0, like the things that were going on. I'm like, dude, this is the same thing. So I'd already read, and I told them after we lost the Atlanta game, because like really, our coaches were starting to get tight. Everybody was getting tight.
I was tight. Like
everybody was getting tight. Yeah.
The pressure of trying to go undefeated felt bigger than the game. It was more of like, I'm trying to not lose versus let's win a game.
It totally felt that way. And because I'd been around. Yeah. And the difference was we had clinched early, so like we lost our last really 3 games.
Yep. And that was in New Orleans.
In New Orleans, we clinched our last. We lost our last 3 games.
Yeah, you lost one here in Carolina. Yeah, I remember
which we shouldn't have lost, but we bench sat everybody. The Tampa Bay game, we should have won. We actually tried to win that one, and it was like, but no, they said you couldn't lose 3 games and still go and win a championship. That's right. We did that.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens, right? Yeah. But starting off a certain way, like you pick up these habits as a team that will give you the ability to go win a championship.
That's right.
Period.
Yep. 100%.
Despite the injuries, despite the ups and downs, like you can go do it.
Yes.
And so I saw that in this team because Cam asked everybody in the locker room, has anybody been more than like 6-0 or 7-0, 8? And I think Peanut had been like 8 or 9-0 in Chicago.
Yep.
And then he's like, anybody got more than that? And I was just like, 13-0.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I'm going to beat that. We're going to be 4. I'm like, dude, go ahead, let's do this. Let's do this. And so when we got 14, it was like, man. But I told the defense after we lost to Atlanta, I said, hey, look. And I told the coaches in front of them too. I said, look, guys, coaches stay. It's not just a players thing. I want everybody to know, like, I've read this book.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've read this book. We just got to go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Like, it has this all in it. I've seen this book.
When we finished the game in Atlanta, and obviously everyone was disappointed. That was tough. You're going for history. But the Tampa Bay game to finish the season, because unlike clinching the division, we hadn't clinched home field advantage. We had to still win the last game of the year just to
Arizona
get the
was doing excellent.
Arizona, I think Carson Palmer was in the MVP race. I think they were 13-2 going in the final game.
Who I told everybody when we played him in the playoffs, hey guys, Carson Palmer, it looks great. He gonna throw you 2 interceptions. We just got
How many did he throw? 5?
2 or 3.
Yeah, I think he threw a few more than that. Luke got 1. Kurt got 1.
Oh yeah, Trey got 1.
Trey got 1. But again, for that 3 or 4 week window, I think we scored something like 150 points. We blew out Tampa. We blew out. Well, we had a big lead early on Seattle. They obviously came back, and then we blew out Arizona.
Yep.
I do think the only other time we ever really got tight was the Super Bowl.
They totally did. The coaches, in my opinion, lost that game. But the players didn't play well enough. And the one negative that we had on Cam, that in my opinion, that we, as a player, was that when he started out bad, he couldn't shake it all the time.
We were such a team, and this worked really well to our advantage, that was so energy-based. And it was actually interesting because I was warned that the Super Bowl, and you had played one in Miami, but I had been warned that the Super Bowl is unlike any other game. That it's a low energy game. It's corporate. We were obviously all the way out of San Francisco.
Sure.
And so there just wasn't the same vibe. And that team, that 15 team, really operated off of vibes.
No doubt.
And then we got off to a tough start.
Yeah, so we had the whole world dabbing that year.
I remember that was the classic line that you had. We had Grandma's dabbing.
Grandma's dabbing.
We had Grandma's dabbing. You had that, yep.
So, that part was real. I also thought, I didn't like how we handled the week leading up to it in San Jose. I hated where we stayed. There was nothing to do.
There was nothing to do.
We had curfew the whole time. And I don't like that either. You should treat us the same on the road as we are at home. Like, you can't make it bigger than what it is. You got to let the guys be guys. And so I didn't like that part of it. I also didn't like, out of nowhere, they weren't letting me play defensively all the time. They were trying to let Trey Boston get in, which we hadn't done that the whole year. And it's not even about Trey as much as when Trey comes in, we move Kurt. And Kurt had 9 or 10 interceptions that year.
It was unbelievable.
You're literally moving everything. So now Kurt has to learn and do a different thing than what he's done all year long. And we didn't lose the game defensively, but it was everything. We could have been better. And sometimes when your offense is off, the defense has to play better. We had the ability to do all that all year, which is what we had done. The coaches, all of a sudden, going into the Super Bowl, makes this move. Dumbest move I ever seen. They didn't let me know until the Thursday right before the game.
Oh, wow.
I almost don't play because I said I wasn't going to play. And they asked me to keep playing. Like they asked me to play. Please, Roman, don't make it. I'm like, bro, why are we doing this? Because, Luke had hit me the Arizona game. He hit me the week, like 2 weeks before, and he knocked the flap. Like, I have LASIK. And so Luke just hit me, like grazed me, and they thought I was concussed. I'm on the sidelines in the Arizona game. They think I'm concussed. And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm like, but like my vision, like it's just off. It's all blurry over here in my vision. And so they bring in an eye doctor, take me in, and my flap almost came completely off, which would have been awful, but it was just partly off, which they had never seen before, without like an eye gouge or something. But
fascinating. Luke hit you so hard it messed up your.
It was like just a glancing blow. He was just flying by.
Kind
of hit the running back. I get it. and he just nicked me, and my vision was gone. So I didn't get to finish that Arizona game. So I didn't practice the week before, and then leading up, I'm like, bro, we're good. This is part of the plan, and this is what they did. And so for me, I've always had a little resentment because, in my opinion, I shouldn't have played. Because if I didn't play, then this is what they guys wanted, and everything just would have been everything. But now, I mean, hindsight's 20/20.
Sure.
We lost the game. I do think I blame the coaches offensively. We didn't adjust.
Yeah.
And I learned this from Sean Payton, is that you can't let somebody beat you that doesn't touch the ball. Whether you put 2 people over there to block them, 3 people, you don't throw to their side like Josh Norman, which is what he said when Josh Norman's on a heater like he was in 15.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, we'll throw it anywhere but on him.
That's right.
Like, it's just, that's what you do. You can control that as an offense.
Yep.
He's like, so I just didn't throw it to him, and I knew he'd get frustrated.
Yep.
And so controlling that part of it, we didn't do a good enough job on the offensive side as well. And we literally probably played our worst game. And so and so when you got a team that you probably beat 8 out of 10 times, that's the 2. That's why I love the Super Bowl, because we were underdog when I won it with New Orleans, and I played against that same quarterback in 6 years later, and he was a shell of himself. Yeah. And they beat us. And so that's just the game.
What will you remember most about 15, but really your whole time with Carolina?
Man, how much fun I was. I was in an older place in my life, in that, I was here. You just don't. It makes me appreciate my whole career a little bit more. Yeah. Because wherever I was at when I was there at the time, you look back on it and they would, and you don't appreciate it when you're in the good old days.
That's right. That's right.
And for both of those appearances, I was kind of in the good old days. Yeah. I was there in New Orleans when we got there after Katrina and helped build that first Monday night game on the stage. I was there for that. And then to see where we were able to go win a championship and, have a great run with a great defense with Greg and Sean, and then it all get blown up and become the bounty guys, to then next being hated in Carolina, to all of a sudden being accepted there and being a part of their, some of their good old days. Yeah, oh yeah. And so for me, I just appreciate all of that. And I think that's what I probably appreciate and look back on the most.
I remember I gave you a hard time. You came back, I don't remember what year it was. I said, you have been so instrumental in 2 organizations, both in the NFC South. You came back, and I think you were hitting the drum one game, right? So you had to keep pounding drum, whatever we were doing it then, maybe in the 4th quarter. And you hit it a couple times, and the crowd went nuts, right? Because you had such an impact on the community, on the team, and the whole thing. And I remember walking up to you and go, I better not see you doing the who dat in New Orleans. We went to New Orleans 3 weeks later, and there you are at midfield leading the whole Superdome. I said, oh man, Roman knows how to get around these parts. But that was kind of the impact you had. You had this unbelievable career, did so much stuff, both as a player and on those teams in New Orleans, and then you come here and you have that exact same impact, but in a totally different role. Yeah. With a bunch of young guys, with the Lukes and the Thomases and the Joshes on defense, and certainly all the offensive guys we know. But you get to pour all of the stuff that was poured into you. Yep. And again, you've got great personality. That team had great personality, and we were really allowed to express ourselves because of how Ron did everything. And
he also grew up on that 85 team that had a ton of personality. So that's what he knew as well.
I've kidded him for a long time, and when we did one of these, I reminded him, he always used to say, I just wish I had a normal team. And I always tell him, no, you don't. A, because that's not who the Panthers were, but also he'd always experience chaos, right? He would tell these stories about the 85 Bears and how crazy they were. Yes. And then he'd ask us to tamp it down. And we're like, you just told us all the wild stories about Jim McMahon and Mike Singletary and all these guys, Refrigerator Perry, and now you expect us to tamp it down? No way in the world.
No, it was exactly who we needed to be. I loved being around Luke, because Luke's he literally is the nicest human being you'll ever meet. It's almost uncomfortable how nice he is.
He's so nice.
There's no way he could be this nice. Yep. And he genuinely is. He genuinely is.
He is, sure is.
And so seeing him grow and actually allowing him to feel more comfortable, because he had a safety behind him that it's okay, Luke, I got it. Yeah. It's okay, I got the check. I know where we're at. We're good. see that growth process, to be around Josh, to see what he did. And you're right. And I got to be 2 different places, and we all got to grow and learn. And it was just really, really cool to kind of see it all kind of evolve, I guess. And, you know, you look back, man, it's just hard to not appreciate. And all the great times that we got to share and have. And Coach Rivera and, you know, McDermott and Steve Wilkes. A lot of guys had a lot of success off that team. So that's usually what happens.
We were very fortunate, you know, to have that staff together for that long. We actually got 1 more year out of it. You know, Sean probably didn't get a head coaching job in 16 because we made the Super Bowl run and the way that the rules were set up. And so we probably got 1 more chance to run it back. 16 wasn't quite the same that 15 was. But this has been a fun trip down memory lane. I do have one thing for you.
All right.
I have a little gift.
Oh, you got a gift?
I have a gift. I don't know. I mean, no, a gift. So let me grab it real fast here.
All right, I'll stay right here.
You know what? Let's back up because I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it or not. So we'll back it up just a little bit.
All right. Let's go to sunlight.
It's small. It's a small little gift, but I just wanted you to have this. Anyone that's watched Cart Talks knows what you're about to get. So we have a Bo box.
All right.
So I'll let you open it. Bojangles, Bo box. Since I wonder if you know what we should do? Bojangles. If Roman Harper shows up to Bojangles with this box, will we just fill it up with whatever you want?
Oh yeah, my younger daughter loves Bojangles.
Perfect. So go ahead and open it. There's a little gift from your buddy here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The official Cart Talk with JJ Jansen, presented by Bojangles. Now we have that on there. T-shirt. How good is that?
I mean,
I've even got the little gray in the beard like you do.
Yeah, JJ, I gotta be honest. This is the scariest version of you I've ever seen in my life.
Oh no,
this thing is scary.
Yeah, that's
It's kind of scary, accurate though. A little bit.
Often when I wear a hat and the hair comes through there, and
the smile.
The smile. Thanks, bud.
It is yours.
They've done a good job.
Thanks.
So that's for you to wear next time we're going through Charlotte Airport when you get Bojangles.
I will do that.
I'm sure you can get something for you, Bo-Berry biscuit or something, some sweet tea.
Dude, I just like that the sausage biscuit is always great at the Charlotte Airport. Early morning, it's my favorite breakfast.
All right.
Sweet tea.
Just sausage, you put egg on it?
No egg.
Okay, see, I would have put an egg on it.
No
That's
egg.
right.
I only like my own eggs.
Okay, good to know. Roman Harper, thank you so much, buddy.
JJ, man, appreciate it, man. Thanks, man. Take me back down memory lane, dog.
This was fun.
You're gonna crush this life. Hey, look, so I've been telling JJ and encouraging him to be himself. Just keep growing in this whole live action TV thing.
That's right.
JJ's gonna crush it, bro.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're always great conversation, great mind.
Thank you. This has been awesome. Cart Talk, keep pounding, guys.